think you guys are overcomplicating this.
Yeah.
It seems just pretty straightforward. We can't work with the BCSO. Like that whole dream of
wait, what?
shit,
Wait! I was not. Wait, what?
right now, it doesn't really seem like it's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's so much tension. And Peters, do you think that, like,
the
for
problem
us to work together, we have to be able to get into a room and it not be a shouting match and it be constructive in some way? Is that even possible?
I mean, I didn't call Cassidy a single name today.
I did say he was the R word, but to be fair, he was 10 minutes deep into throwing ad hominems, so.
Okay, so well, he did call me subhuman, which I don't know. I mean, I guess is subhuman worse than retard?
I mean, he said I mean, it's
Subhuman
bad, but
trash,
it wasn't
I
as
think, is
bad.
what-
I think the worst thing that he said is things like, no one here likes you, you ruined all
that's
this. That was significantly more nasty, in my
Really?
opinion, because it takes everything, including things that he participated in, and all the efforts that you put in, and said none of that matters. People do not like you.
What exactly did he say about Peters about everything?
Of what I remember, I was in the vehicle. Okay. Peter spent like not even 5 minutes putting in a report, trying to make a checklist. When it became chill time because he's crashing his stuff, he tells me that Cassidy's already like looking at the report, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, bro, it's been up there for like 2 seconds. And then either he calls Cassidy or whatever. During that exchange, Cassidy said he's subhuman. It starts popping off. Don't know where it came from, but you know, whatever. Then Vic is also in the car, by the way. So then these guys want to go up to the sheriff's office and just hash it out. Upon arrival, there's multiple officers, Nakota, Ventura, whatever, and then it's like me, Vic, and Peters. During that dialogue of just screaming that you're targeting Cornwood, he's explaining that he didn't. Like, it's just literally just writing a report. He said that fucking, you know, he's ruined LSPD. Oh yeah, Andy was there too. He's ruined LSPD. Nobody fucking likes him. And it wasn't one time, it was multiple times, to the extent that Peters even like, raise your hand if you don't like me. That he came up there to shit stir because Cassidy at one point forgot what the point of this conversation was because he went so deep. It was really bad. I wish someone recorded it. It was toxic. Let's just put it that way. This guy did not want to have a conversation, and when Peters asked, what is the problem with me? It was just, they said I believe all these things. These are all the bad things about you. And then when Peters was like, can you explain why? The worst thing about it was, I know because people told me. And I believe them. I hate you because people say you're a problem.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it was not, and it was kind of like based off shit. I mean, I warlorded someone, which he's like, that's why you're bad. But the other,
he said that he hated you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He called me subhuman trash, and he said nobody likes me. I mean, he went with the mean girl approach. And then I was like, who here doesn't like? I was like, who here has an issue with me? And nobody. Well, Bruce did, but he said, "Fuck your mustache," and that was pretty much it.
Bruce?
Well, Bruce was, I think he was just trying to have his.
Yeah.
He said sorry after. Okay, so here's the issue I have. We're gonna fuck over our officers by not working with the BCSO. Ultimately, is what it comes down to. We're gonna fuck over TRT, which is kind of like I don't know.
Yeah, but that's part of the. I don't want to like interject here too much, so please tell me to stop if I'm crossing any lines. But like, I genuinely, during that whole situation down south, like, why did we do it? I don't want blood on the streets. I don't want to see you guys get killed. I don't want to see them get killed over literally nothing that could be solved with a conversation. Now, Saint's fucking brain dead, but why we did it was to do the right thing. And the fact that we're fearing that we can report this because it's going to be about us getting out of office, rather who got hurt and what the outcome is being a higher importance, is the scariest shit ever. And I'm going to be honest, how is it going to hurt you when these people just want you out, even if it means you die? You get what I'm saying? When they're putting their own cops on Twitter and saying, come get me, with gangs in Los Santos County, they're literally baiting these guys. No matter how stupid people are in Southside gangs, which we've seen today, it doesn't change the fact that you're literally baiting gangs in our county. And who hurts? We talked about it earlier, Peters, is that they're doing all this dumb shit with the gangs down here. Who's gonna fucking get murked? LSPD. If it gets bad, they get to go sit up north and don't have to come down. They're not obligated to. You get what I'm trying to say here?
Yep.
It's you know, it's a really tough spot that I think we're in right now. Because our relationship with the BCSO is, to put it lightly, fractured. You know, when I spoke to Cassidy earlier about the Cornwood stuff, you know, he got super defensive. Granted, I was not exactly polite about the entire thing. You know, I think, like, obviously things have been tense for a while. But I think I don't know. I think part of the issue is that, you know, they feel some kind of superiority to LSPD, which is why they think like they can act the way that they do when they come into the city. Just kind of disregard, I think, you know, our leadership. And I do believe that, you know, they don't want to work with us. They just want the benefits of working with us. It's in their best interest to work with us. Like, granted, yeah, we have some shared certs with them. Obviously having higher numbers is a good thing. But it is absolutely more in their best interest to continue working with us than ours. I mean, explain to me how does this benefit the LSPD? How does this benefit the LSPD when an undersheriff is calling you these names and saying that he hates you publicly and basically undermining you and your authority in front of how many people? How does that help officers and BCSO deputies get along?
Well, I said that. I was like, so I literally brought up, I'm like, so you're spewing hatred towards it. He's like, you know what? The culture you promote is fucking bullshit. You're promoting Hannah, who's literally just your friend. And it's like, okay, that doesn't, I mean, I don't know. That's a whole different issue, but And then he starts on and he goes on and was like, well, I was like, by that logic of thinking, the things that you want to see done, you're literally calling me subhuman, trash, fucking nobody likes you. I was like, that's the culture you want to promote? Like, I don't understand. Like, if we're going on the practice what you preach shit.
Well, he then said that he doesn't do that.
I feel like,
bro,
the
it's
last
so
couple of
bad.
weeks, we've just kept our head down, kept focused on the LSPD. I
can't even deal with my
things
county. Let's be honest.
relatively fine, you know. Just kind of stayed out of each other's way. Is that what we do? We just stay out of each other's way?
I don't even think a majority of BCSO. At this point, I don't even know who has an issue with me inside of BCSO other than Cassidy. That's the problem, is we're going to be punishing the BCSO strictly because of Cassidy.
No. But
it's literally...
I'm saying high command. Do we just have to stay out of each other's way? Is that how this works? Is that we just stay out of each other's way? I mean,
can I ask, why do you think it's just Cassidy? When...
Well, Cassidy and Dakota, to be 100% honest.
Okay, and then you had what shit that Vituro was saying. You've got the people that have transferred, saying that you're the issue.
McNulty.
So, you know, there's kind of the people that are gonna mold them are the ones brewing this bullshit that goes beyond just hissing, right? Snake and hissing is like small shit. This is like deep. Like, this is hatred shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, for the fact that he could stand there and say all that stuff to you,
means he does it everywhere.
In front of other people is it's pretty disgusting behavior. I don't know.
He's a good guy.
I need to think about things. I think we're getting away from, you know, what we need to be focused on right now. And, you know, Cassidy wants to throw a fit and freak out. At the end of the day, I don't really give a shit what Cassidy thinks or does. It doesn't matter to me. You know what matters is that we work with the marshals and we get this Cornwood and Bobby Plod shit sorted out. I would say that is an absolute priority that needs to be prioritized. We need to continue supporting Shift 2. We need to make sure that people are feeling okay in Shift 1 in the aftermath of all of this. Just, who fucking cares about the BCSO? They literally don't matter. What matters is that tomorrow, Peters, you need to go around to every single fucking person in the LSPD and you need to make sure that they are okay. That they don't feel some kind of way about this and support them in their feelings.
How is this getting turned around on me?
I cannot do it myself because I won't be on duty tomorrow morning during Shift 1, and it is our responsibility to support our officers. I'm not putting this on you. I'm telling you that regardless of the situation, we still have to support our officers.
Understood.
And that's what's important.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, if that's the case, then I need to go to sleep so I could be up early.
Because I'm sure this is going to spread like wildfire. And the last thing that we need... I don't know what's going to happen.
Wait, what is?
Honestly, I need to think about things. I need to figure out if there is a way that we can work with them, or if it's just going to be this bullshit moving forward, because I don't really have time for this bullshit. Right now, we just need to focus on the things that we've been focusing on, the things that we've been doing well at, making sure that shift 1 is good, trying to rebuild shift 2. You know, I think everything is fine in shift 3, but, you know, probably should check on the sky about that.
Child, let the RP
I'm sorry
happen.
for being subhuman trash.
Not subhuman trash. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about the Cassidy thing. I don't know if he took this as his opportunity to say the shit that he's been feeling for a long time, and it's bullshit. And frankly, this is the problem, is that nobody can just go and have a conversation with people, and people let this resentment build up, and then we end up in situations like this. Like, he shouldn't have allowed himself to get to this point.
No, but we already talked to him.
Yes, ma'am. I will do that first thing in the morning.
I'm not saying that you did anything wrong here. I'm just trying to keep us focused on what's actually important.
No, you're 100% right. You are 100% right. The most important thing is making our officers feel supported and being there for them. I think I'm going to get a therapist tomorrow and have them all come down to MRPD so we can talk about things.
I think that's a good idea.
You don't think that would be great? You know, look, hey, I'm the assistant chief, Tyler Peters. I got a therapist to show you that I care.
Daisy, what? So, prior to your arrival, I had some very choice words, for two of the other parties at the at that meeting today. I told them that what happened was that was some of the most low tier bullshit I think I've ever been witness to. And they went out and stated that they do not agree with those actions. And there is interest to discuss without them on Thursday. Transparently, I think Saints are probably going to get pushed out of the south side and probably dead. But that's me reading between the lines. Now, the question is, do you want that dialogue?
What time on Thursday? Because I can't be around till shift 2 on Thursday.
I mean, it's really up to you. I mean, so some of them are around in the morning, some in the evening.
Like, I'm happy to talk to them. Like what happened to... like, I thought we were gonna speak to people in our department and tell them to knock off the shit talking. What
I don't know who's been. I did. I don't know who. I mean, obviously the Jeb and Peach stuff is unique, but I don't. Oh wait, you mean in the South Side?
No, like from that conversation with that guy this
It wasn't
morning.
even. It seemed like it was more BCSO. Like he brought up Ventura.
Well, we don't even know who did it. No, he couldn't have said Ventura because Ventura is his dog.
No. Sparky said Ventura.
No.
Yeah, he did.
Sparky mentioned Ventura, but that was from yesterday.
Right.
You're talking. Right. You're talking about who, like, what happened at the forum thing. That's still unclear because Den said he broke off. So then, who the fuck was down there?
No, Moss said, "What happened? Did we talk to the people about fucking running their mouth?" Like, there's still. It's like no. I mean, I ended up talking to Hannah. I'm like, look.
You know what I think needs to happen? I think a conversation with the TRT leads, with Mateo, with Denzel, and Frost, and you just need to fucking say, look, if you guys want to keep TRT, you need to rein everybody in. Everybody that likes to attach to the TRT shit, and because they all go out in their little groups and everything, go
Boom.
and patrol, go and have officer presence, but cut out the bullshit. That's all you have to say, and then it's on them. And I will tell you right now, if you tell Denzel that there is a chance that they might lose TRT, he will lock it the fuck in because he loves TRT.
Yeah. That's smart, to be honest.
Okay, I'll do that tomorrow.
Just tell them to cut out the shit talking, and if they see it happening, they need to tell officers to stop. Have them police it.
He's not gonna
tell them they need to be the example, because this has started from somebody doing it. Somebody has done it, and then other people have joined on the bandwagon because that's what always fucking happens.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't. Denzel's honestly been pretty good. I mean, even Sparky brought up Denzel. Like, he hasn't had issues with Denzel. I think.
I'm not saying it's Denzel, but
okay.
it's
yes, but he's in charge of that
somebody
department.
is doing it, so it needs to be they needs to be shut the fuck down.
So, yeah.
Look, I think this shit with the gangs, it's probably, like Nino said, it's a combination of the fact that, like, people are probably talking shit because they do that. They have banter. Maybe the cops think that they have more banter than they actually do with these people. I don't know. But at the end of the day, we do have more units. We are able to respond to stuff. They need to get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I gotta go off duty then.
All right.
I gotta go off duty so I can be up early tomorrow and talk to everyone.
All right. Hey, I just want to say,
yep.
I'm sorry for getting you shot.
It wasn't. Listen, I think you have a moral duty. Here's the reality with that: you have a moral duty to make sure that the citizens of Los Santos' needs are at least listened to. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's nothing you did. I know that.
It was when I brought someone that I don't know anything about, and he got to drive the narrative because he probably had a very drunk mom growing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we talked about it earlier, right?
I don't know if it's that drunk. I think it's more. I mean, everybody's.
You can't be drinking when
Oh yeah. I mean, the whole fucking brain news. Yeah, you're right.
Or it could have been, it could have been a pool with chlorine.
Check on my wife to make sure. Yeah, I'm kind of knocked up, little chlorine, baby. Okay, all right. Yes, Chief, I will do that. Okay.
Sleep in this fireplace. All right.
Need a ride, or you got a car?
Yeah, I could use one.
Today kind of got away from you guys, didn't it?
I was halfway through writing legislation, and then it just, I don't know. I am gonna be transparent with you. I'm starting to doubt my interest in running for mayor next election. But before, it was to ensure that people who deserved a voice needed it. I'm at that stage that the last thing I'm gonna need or want is for the future of this PD to get stomped with someone else taking the helm. So if you ever have me having doubts about it, it's surprisingly less because the fucking gangs are complaining and more because I don't think these fucking kids know what's good for them.
I don't know. People will always find something to complain about, even if everything is going well, the slightest, change, it just, people don't like change.
Yeah.
Even if it's a positive change. I don't know. I think things have been better in the LSPD. I genuinely do. I think we've made a lot of positive changes. I just think that people don't want to look at all the positives and just want to focus on the negative. And
it's more the hunting that I don't know. I know I felt the heat. Today I saw how much Peters is getting. And I don't know how he does it.
yeah,
It's fucking sickening. You know what I mean?
it's pretty constant.
Yeah.
It's pretty constant.
I will say though that
That's why I just kind of am like, just focus on the things that we need to focus on, because, like, yeah, people can be pissed off, people can talk their shit,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, if we're doing our job and, LSPD officers are happy and they're coming on duty, who the fuck cares what their opinions are?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I had a chat with Denzel earlier, before speaking to you earlier this morning, and I told him, I wanted him to hear from me that I'm going to be bringing up this gang stuff to you, so he didn't hear it from, like, whispers in the hallway and make him feel a certain way. The thing I did mention to him is he's around during shift 1, and how do I put this? I told him that just because everyone knows he's locked in, and he has been, I think, the guy's fucking scared to, like, fart in the wrong direction. That doesn't mean that people are not going to take advantage of him, his friendship, and this cert that he has. And in saying that, Saint's actions today, I don't believe are reflective of the whole set of the South.
I mean, Nino, at the end of the day, like, they're gangs. They're gang members, They're gonna do gang shit.
But not everyone's trying to queue up for fucking scuff Valorant matches. On both sides of the spectrum.
I don't really think much of what, like, I don't know. People, like, are hot-headed and they do dumb shit, and...
Oh, there he goes. Damn, no warrant for shooting that pussy in the face. This guy is something else. Oh, wait. It's time to quangle. Here they come out. Yeah. It's, I think a lot of people have forgotten why they're here. It's, I
don't know. Sounds like somebody who needs a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
I don't know. The shit with BCSO is very tricky.
Oh my god, I don't know how you're gonna deal with that.
I don't know what to do. I mean, you look at, like, I know Peters is saying that we have to work with them. We have to work with them.
He's such a nice guy, is what it is. I never wanted to ban the BCSO from down here. Like, it's fucking jokes, you know what I mean? And no reality. But it sometimes feels like they're banning you out of the city and being able to dictate your kind of policing in your county. And in many ways, even I felt chained, like how I get to try to figure out how to legislate in this county. And this goes up to the point of, something like, something happens with any one of us. It's like Marshall's on speed dial, right? Anything happens in the opposite way, there's an excuse. Oh, it was just kidding, running over Mr. K. Don't look into it. Oh my God, this phone got looked into. Well, you don't know about that?
No, what?
Mr. K, what was it, 6 weeks ago, was ran over by Ventura with Andy in the vehicle. And what's her name? One of Ventura's friends. She's also BCSO. And nothing came out of it. He brought it up to the marshals, nothing.
You know, I think the thing that bothers me about the Bobby Plod Cornwood thing is when I spoke to Cassidy, he just kind of felt like he brushed it off, you know? Like he didn't see like the gravity of the situation. He was just like, oh, it was an accident. Accidents happen.
Yeah, it's bad faith.
There was just
right?
there was no kind of empathy or remorse. You just didn't care.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just cared about, like, I told him, I said, I spoke to the marshals last night and manslaughter was brought up.
Yeah, I think with everything that transpired and the level of difference of gravity, it's rather obvious that respect was never going to happen. Is just, it's a facade. It's based on shit that you're never going to be able to explain. You're never going to get an answer for it. And at the end of the day, they're not going to be done until they're able to take over whatever's happening down here. It really is that simple. You gotta ban them. I think, because otherwise it's gonna be a sign of weakness. That's how they're gonna read it, right? I'm not saying it is, but it will be read as a sign of weakness, and it will just continue being a case of trample.
Blaine rot.
And that's kind of what I was trying to say to Den, right? Is that you've got this guy that actively baits cops in your unit, and you don't know about this, and you don't see a problem with it. And that's the hottest thing.
Do I even have the authority, like, actually to do this?
I don't know how your conversation went with Robin. I don't think you could ban them, but you can have every officer in LSPD have authority over them, from my understanding. Did you have a chat with Robin?
That's not fair to the officers. You know, that is genuinely unfair to do that, because like they are friends, you know.
True.
I do think that there are a lot of LSPD officers and a lot of BCSO officers that do enjoy working together, and to put
True.
that on an officer to say you now have authority over the sheriff.
No, the scene, right?
Yeah. That like, what would that even look like, you know?
Well, it would look like any other. It would look like the original vision that I think the true legislators had, which was there's two counties. An officer in Los Santos County should know what's expected down here. And when someone comes from a different county to assist, then you're there to help them, not for taking it over. And it's a massive paradigm shift. And I feel like the only reason that it's so difficult is something that should have happened a long time ago. That it should be LSPD that knows these people that live down here. I mean, it's kind of like if I went up to Polito, I don't know who the fuck is up. I know some people, but you should be familiar with the people that you're managing. You know, the people that you're
Do they
serving
ever
and protecting.
even patrol
No.
in Blaine County?
I had a gang leader up there tell me that it is so bad that she's mad that there's no patrolling because she can't even have her new people know what it is to get cops after them. She can't train them because there are no cops. It's actually in its own way kind of sad. And trust me when I say this person is not like someone that has that kind of sympathy. I mean, how many cops are up in Polito right now?
None.
Yeah.
There's only 2 cops in the county, and that is there's actually no cops in the county.
I mean, there's like something to be said too about why would you, if you had to pick and choose between LSPD and BCSO, and it really is just a uniform and a one place, you know, you're just gonna have, from what I see, lack of accountability. You know what I mean? Like, without that divide, you're gonna pick what's more convenient rather than what city you're patrolling. I don't know. It's a tough one, Daisy. I don't envy a decision. I wish there was like an in-between. Maybe it's as simple as, like, I don't know, X rank up has scene lead in the county. And maybe that's the middle ground. The only concern I'd have for you is I fuck with Vic, but man, that guy's getting a little... I'd be careful with him, is what I'm trying to say.
That whole thing with Vic, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard with Vic, right? Because I do think that Vic is the kind of officer that if he's just an officer, he's definitely going to push the bounds, right? But
Yeah.
as a lieutenant, he would kind of lock it in because he now has that authority. So that was the hope.
There's a points in time in that meeting up north where he made it about him and not what we were up there for. I had to tell him to shut the fuck up a couple times. It got bad up there.
Sounds like it got bad.
Yeah. I think the thing that stood out for me the most was how openly it was allowed to happen. Which then draw me to, well, I wonder what's said in those Blaine meetings. You know what I mean? Like, you talk about the hissing down here, God fucking knows what's openly said. Yeah, he was. From Nino's perspective. I don't know. It's, I don't know. Yeah.
Something's got to give. Because this bullshit between Cassidy and Peters can't keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I don't want to be the doomer, but everything tells me that they want this. Because this is all they got left.
They want what?
This.
Los
They need the
Santos?
enemy.
Or
A little bit of both.
They want the. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing. Is that they're preaching UPD, but I don't think that they actually understand what that means. It means like collaboration and working together.
No.
And
No.
anytime anything is brought up that doesn't fit whatever agenda they have for the BCSO, understandably, because obviously their priority is the BCSO. You know, mine is LSPD. It's not a. There's no such thing as UPD. That's why it's set up the way that it is. That's why that there's legislation. You're right. That's why there is sub authorities. Maybe you know, we really do just separate everything, and when they come into the city, they are sub authority to LSPD, and we just you know, call it for what it is.
Mm.
You know,
I
LSPD
feel like it's
has its certs. BCSO have their certs.
I think without giving it a try, it's, you know, I mean, it hasn't been tried. And I mean, I just look at everything that's happened in the last 2 months. And I think the whole UPD was a facade to take these certs that were important to them and let them get what they needed. And now they have gotten to the point where they are comfortable to direct what happens down here, irrespective, because they've got the numbers and whatever to do what they want. And at this point, I don't remember how much I've brought up to you, but it's very clear that they're protected by the marshals. Not all of them, but oh, did I tell you that I got Ventura to admit that he's the one that called Angel, which then made me change all the tax things? Or the fines? I want you to think about this, is that a deputy calls the top marshal judge, who then forces the mayor to change everything.
Yeah.
It's cooked. It's cooked.
It is definitely cooked. The whole thing is cooked.
And he said he followed chain of command in doing so.
I don't even know what that means.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have to think about it. I'm gonna sleep on it. But
I don't know.
Things aren't working as they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're not working. I think we're doing our best to, you know, keep moving forward and, you know, focusing on LSPD, but the BCSO, like I said, very understandably is they're only loyal to the BCSO. They do not see. Here's the thing, Nino, that I was thinking about. Bones and Cassidy, their only responsibility is the BCSO, right? They can make decisions. They only affect the BCSO. I make a decision, I affect both departments.
Yep.
I have responsibility for both departments.
Yeah. You are not wrong.
Because both departments operate in the city. So they can sit on their high horse all they want, and they can point their fingers at me. But at the end of the day, I wish I could just make decisions for LSPD. I wish I could exclusively do that, but I can't. I literally have to think about both departments. because my decisions affect the BCSO just as much as they affect the LSPD. I don't know, like, what the fuck they're doing, to be honest. You know what I have to focus on? I have to focus on doing SOP updates and look at how we're responding to calls in the city and like actually thinking about how we're doing police work. You know what I fucking see them doing? Driving 4 deep in a pursuit interceptor the other day. Why the fuck they're doing that, I don't know. So now I have to get on Bones' ass and ask him to give me the SOPs for the cert, for his certification, which I'm pretty sure I haven't seen him. People are writing, like I said, people aren't following SOPs. A lot of times it's BCSO. And I have to get on their ass about it, but I know when I do, they're gonna be like, oh, it's LSPD. How dare they do this? But, things are gonna fucking change. If they want to patrol in the city, they're actually gonna have to listen. They're gonna have to abide by SOPs. They're gonna have to abide by LSPD policies. And if they don't like it, there's a whole half of the island that they can go to and fuck off in.
Yeah. I feel like maybe that's the middle ground is your effective rank down here, unless your LSPD is a senior officer.
What if you're command?
Yeah. You're most a senior when you're down here. I feel like that resolves. That's like that middle ground when you're not putting too much on the shoulders of officers and actually putting more on the shoulders of a senior officer LSPD, because now your duty is to ensure a level of control. I feel like something like that in the middle where you're making sure your effective leaders are being the leaders down here, while simultaneously you're able to take that stance of like, this is mine, motherfucker, right? I don't know. Something along those lines, I feel would probably do it. Now, and of course, it still allows for the option that if, let's say, any set of cops happen to be on a scene, they still inherently have the choice if someone else takes a scene or not, right?
Yeah. I mean, the scene lead thing, I don't really...
Search
I don't
then,
think
maybe? I don't know.
I just think that there needs to be some kind of distinction, When you are operating in Los Santos, you need to operate a certain way that they have not been doing.
You know what I was joking about? I'm not going to do this, by the way, but I was thinking about making it a crime to target people in Los Santos with like baited twats.
I mean, you could just argue harassment, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe we revisit the idea of having, if you are operating in Los Santos and you arrest somebody in Los Santos, they have to be processed at MRPD.
Be careful with that one.
Why?
Because the moment I reduced the tax, Angel came through and bumped all the numbers up, the base cost, to counter it, because BCSO wasn't going to make money.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta think about it. I think if anything, whatever happens, I need to actually write up a a formal procedure for it. It can't just be me going into a room with bones and saying this is how it's gonna be. I need to have something in writing that I can give to him and say, moving forward, these are now the standards that are set in place in Los Santos.
Yeah. All right, Daisy, you stay safe, yeah?
Yeah. Thank you, Nino.
Holy shit. What a fucking spicy ass day.